A lot of people have been asking me how to get into trucking. A lot of people watch YouTube videos and TikTok videos and Instagram people who show videos what it's like on the road. They make it look easy, but is it really that easy? No, because you have to go through a lot, and only the road can relate, and some will not last in this industry or they will give up. I remember when I first started trucking in 2017, it was March 13th. I was the only female in my trucking class. But I didn't let none of the people in my school intimidate me. Because at the end of the day, I was one of the best double clutching, shifting gears like it was nobody's business. I was one of the best in my class. So a lot of people need to see what I was about. Because I was about business. But now, in 2024, you see a lot of women joining the industry, which is beautiful. That's good. So a lot of people think, since they're a female, like, oh my god, I'm nervous. No, you're gonna do good. Like, you got this for the faces. A lot of people think that height stops them. Don't let height stop you, because I know women who are 4'3", 4'7", 4'10", they're out here driving. So a lot of people think height can play a factor, and it does not play a factor. The only thing that plays a factor is health. So make sure your health is in top tier so that you're able to pass the DOT physical. That's the only thing that can stop you is your health. And that's it. Other than that, you're good to go. Hey ST gang, it's Sassy Trucker, and I am back. As you can see today, I'm not in a truck. I'm actually in a different country. So, just trying to make things work. But anyways, a lot of people ask me about truck driving training, and they always ask how can they get into trucking. They even ask me if I can train them. The answer is no, I can't train you, but I can tell you how to get into truck driving. I started truck driving in 2017. The truck driving school I went to was CRE, Premier Truck Driving School in Dallas, Texas. Now, when I chose my truck driving school, I kind of did what was best for me, because CR England is a paid training truck driving school. But the only downfall is you have to stay in a contract with them for 9 months. And if you get out of that contract and you break it, then guess what? You have to pay all that money back. And if you can't afford it, then don't take that route. CR England isn't the best truck driving school to go to, but the good thing about it is you do get 5 tries to take the test. There are some other truck driving schools that only give you 3 tries, and after that you have to enroll again and repay. So that was a good thing about CR England. But the only thing about it is that CR England, they are trash. They pay you like 16 cents per mile. Then you have to pair up with some stranger and stay on a truck with them for 2 months. And I wasn't really feeling that. I wanted to go somewhere where I could have more freedom. So after CR England, I did go to PAM truck driving school. And PAM, they're a lot better. They pay you to actually come to school. So you get like, they'll give you like some money for like food, transportation. I don't know if they're still doing that, but when I was going to school, they were providing school transport and hotel stay. There are a lot of truck driving training schools that do provide transportation, hotel stay. They will fly you out to their city depending on what state you're in, and to provide all that. And there are some schools that you have to pay yourself to come to school, but they will reimburse you. So it all depends on what you're looking for. But the good thing about taking the route of a truck driver training school that pays you to come is that you get the experience, and not only do you get the experience, you don't have to worry about the cost of getting there if you don't have the funds. This will work out for you. Especially if you don't have a place to stay and you're homeless, this would be a really, really good setup, because you don't have to worry about a place to stay, because they're going to provide that for you. Sometimes it might be really nice. Some people can also rent a truck, have somebody train them, and then go to the DMV or the DPS office and take the truck driving school training test. That's another route that you can also take, and that, to me, that would be the best route, but it all depends on your budget and your options. There's different schools you can go to. There's, what are the other schools? Okay, so there is, a lot of people were saying that they went to Stevens Transport, they went to Roadmaster, they went to KLM. And those companies, they do pay you to come to school to train. But if you have the money, then I would definitely recommend that you pay for schooling. That way you're not stuck in the contract. Like me, you don't make that same mistake, because a lot of us make that mistake because that's the only option that we have. And not only that, if you pay for your schooling, you get to choose where you want to go. You get to choose what job you want, what works best for you. The only thing with that is a little bit harder to find jobs, because when I went to school at Sierra England, I was able to get a job just like that. A lot of the paid truck driving schools, they do offer you a job right out of training. And after that, you get like 6 months, 7 months experience, a year experience. Then that's when you can venture out to the other companies, the family-owned companies that pay a lot more than the major companies like Prime, Warner, all those big companies, Swift. Everybody knows about Swift. But those are some routes that you can definitely take. So I asked a lot of people on Facebook what truck driver company they go to and why. And a lot of people, they told me that they went to Roadmaster. Some people went to Stevens Transportation, 160 Driving Academy. And some people went to Prime Phase 2. And a lot of people are saying that 160 trucking school is the best. For some reason, they said that it gives you the opportunity to learn from really good instructors. Now, another user said that going to a college, a private college, is also a good route, because they're saying you get like 6 to 7 months. But depending on how you learn or how fast you learn, then that might be the route they take for some people with a very busy schedule. Now, when I went to school, my schooling was only 3 to 5 weeks. It was 2 to 4 weeks. And within those 2 weeks, if you don't learn everything you need to know by then, they will kick you out. Then you have to find another school and start all over. But that's not the end of the world. You can always find another school and start all over, and they will not charge you. That's the good thing about it. So it all depends on your pace. So there's the 3-week training, 1 month training, and they have the 6 to 8 months training, which you can go to a community college and take. And I also recommend this: when you before you get your CDL, make sure you have your learner's permit, your commercial learner's permit. So that way it'll be a lot easy for you when you do go to school. You don't have to stay in class for those extra 2 weeks. You can get straight to the training part, learn how to back and all that, and the road test. That way you don't have to sit in class with the rest of the people who would have the common sense to go to the DMV and go ahead and take the test beforehand. And it also gives you more time at your own pace before you start school. I've done that, so I would recommend that for those of you who would like more time and, to soak in the information and get an understanding of the material that you're learning before you. And also make sure you have a little bit of funds with you, because a lot of people, they start school and they don't have some of the necessities that they need. When they start training, make sure you have a little bit of funds. Now, like I said before, there are certain schools that will give you a weekly allowance to make sure you're good. So that'll cover your stay while you're there until you get on a truck with the trainer. And once you get on a truck with a trainer, you can always take out a cashier advance. That'll help you sustain on the road for the time being. A lot of people, when they start trucking school, they get sent home the first week because they found out that they have a DUI, and they also find out that they have tickets that they didn't know about. No, it's not the end of the world. If you find out you have tickets and you have not paid those tickets yet, it's not the end of the world. You can simply pay those tickets and, start school again. But if you have so many tickets, then the trucking school will send you home. So with that being said, what you can do is try a different route, like paying for school. As I mentioned before, you can pay for school. That way you don't have to worry about someone dictating whether you can enter their school. You don't have to do that. There's options. So a lot of people think it's the end of the world if they have tickets or a criminal background. It's not going to deter you from school, because there are a lot of criminals who work in the trucking industry. So let that sink in. Anyone can drive a truck. It just take a strong mind and heart to be in control of the road. anyways, I am not a trucking instructor. I'm only giving information that I was given and knowledge that I obtained on my own. If there's anything you guys would like to put down in the comment section below, feel free so that others can learn from you guys. That's the end, and thank you all for watching.